All right, so the last video I did was on threshold recording for the multigrain. It was technical, so I just wanted to do something fun. So I figured I was originally going to send the same pitch and trigger sequence into 3 different oscillators into 3 different granular engines, but ended up kind of changing. I'm going to save that for another video. This one's still cool. All you're hearing right now is halos with nothing. I have halos going into skies, which is a clouds clone, but I have the dry wet turned down, so you just hear halos. I have the same pitch and gate sequence going into plonk. So the same thing triggering halos strum is triggering plonk's trigger, tongue twister, and then the same pitch information going into halos is going into the pitch input of plonk. Plonk's going into multigrain. I have that turned down so you can't hear it. And then I have Beehive, which is a plates clone, going into Granulita Versio, and I have that turned down. I have Granulita Versio set to trigger, which is my favorite way to use it. It only makes a sound and produces grains when I press this hit button or send in a trigger into the hit input. So it's a pretty cool way to use it. I don't have it set to a chord right now. If you have it all the way counterclockwise, it's just the root note. And you can kind of mess with the pitch. It's real fun. But yeah, let's turn it up and just mess around with some sounds. So I'm going to turn up skies, which halos is going into. Crazy, that bird sound you hear is multigrain, but it's just tiny tap coming from plonk. So let's just listen to plonk real quick. That was like that bird sound. Didn't mean for it, just thought it was cool once it started happening. It's pretty wild, though, right? I had it quantized just to C major scale. I guess I didn't hit the B, but I guess it goes all the way back to C. I never noticed that. Oh, nope. So 8 doesn't light up. I was a little confused there. All right, so it's... All right. So I did have all the notes lit up. Pretty cool, though. And then Halos into Skies, like the classic combo, right, is Rings into Clouds. But, I mean, it's so expensive to buy Mutable Instruments clones now. And everyone's, I feel like, kind of ripping people off on there. I saw an Elements the other day for $950. When those were new, I think they were $400, and I Googled it, which isn't saying much, but, like, how much should a Mutable Instruments module be worth now that they don't make them and all this stuff? They're extremely marked up, like insane prices. Someone had a Waves for sale for like $600. It's just, they're crazy. So, you know, and I don't feel too bad buying these clones. It's open source. She said make them, so. But I would love to have an original Clouds. That would be awesome. But for now, this works. I've almost been liking it for more of a delay module, like just getting organic delays, not something so synchronized, excuse me. But yeah, it's been beautiful, that and the reverb. But I watched a video on it, and this guy said, oh, you know, everyone just runs it into the reverb and washes stuff out. So I was trying to stay away from that, but it's pretty hard to because it's beautiful at that. But again, I love the multigrain for doing those big washes. And if you saw the one video, you know, that's how I make all my atmospheres for every track I make. I basically send an arpeggio or something through multigrain, blast the reverb, mess with some of the pitch, size, and rate settings and scan, and then just record it with a big washed out reverb. And that's like my atmosphere. Like the, you know, the ones that are in the background, like in progressive house, and you barely hear them in the back. Those are the ones I love. And then the Granulator Versio. So this thing is like a love-hate relationship with me. I thought I'd love it more than I do, but there's so many chords. It even says in the manual, like, you'll never be able to remember them. So it's kind of, it's hit or miss. You know, you just got to start turning the chord and voice knob and hope you land on something. It seems like on this counterclockwise side, it's a little easier to dial them in, but we'll listen to that now so you can kind of hear it. And I'll just go to sync mode so it just keeps playing. So I'm sure you could hear in there that some of the tails were sounding in key, but you get a lot of loose stuff and it doesn't fit a lot of the time. It's really cool with drums, so that's a bonus. I did a drum fill last week in a track and duplicated it and then ran it through the air, and that was pretty cool. So I do actually like it for drums, but I feel like I'm not getting everything out of it because I'm not using the chords. But the way I look at these Versio modules is, it's $400, but you also swap the firmware out and you get like 12 of them. And hold on. So when you swap the firmware out, you can use one of these overlay things. So like you don't have to unscrew it. You can just place it over. This is the delay module. It's really good. They call it a simple delay, but it's really nice. There's a really weird delay in there too. And then the reverb one, the Desmodus, this one's amazing. And then I actually have the actual faceplate replacement for the Reuniversio, which is a multi-band distortion, they call it. This thing is super sick. That's why I bought the faceplate. I was using this way more than the actual Granulita. But now I catch myself using Desmodus a lot because it's just such a good reverb. And I have my Prism, which is like my delay next to it, and then Skies now, which I'm sure going to get a Clouds. Or After Later Audio makes that, I forget the name of it, but it has the Parasites firmware, which is, I guess, like a better firmware than Clouds. So stoked on getting that. But yeah, I just wanted to make a video. It's my last day before I go to the boat, so I was like, I don't know, I just kind of wanted to plug in, do something fun, talk about some modules. If you guys have some granular modules you think I should check out, let me know. And if you got any questions or anything about any of these modules or anything, leave it in the comments or hit me up. All my information's in the comment section or whatever, in the info section under the video. All right, so as usual, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.